respect. Y'all need to be like Candace Owens, because y'all ain't in this world. Like, seriously, you're the...
No, we don't. I don't see why I would need to be anything like Candace Owens. Candace Owens need to be like Candace Owens, and Queen Dee Dee need to be like the Queen. You're not going to tell me who I need to be like. We need to start this story over again, because I'm not sure what happened to this particular woman, but I can only tell you this: it's totally out of line and it's out of order. Just listening to this racist rat is basically pecking in my ears like a cheese-eating billy goat. I don't know where this Uncle Tom Tina came from, and why she's trying to reference any of us to Candace Owens is by far besides me. Because the fact that you want to be with a black man, but you can't stand and you hate his black mama, we got a bigger problem than me just listening to you run your D-trap. I don't know what this man or who this man is that you're married to. I don't give a damn what his age is, but 30 is old enough to let me know that he should have more common sense than this. Allowing you to go on anybody's social media platform and downgrade his mother, and if he ever have any daughters, is definitely besides me. Everything that his grandparents and ancestors have gone through, and then to hear you in this modern day rant on like this about black women baffles me a lot. But I'm gonna let you go ahead and talk again, because you all know me. I'm going to dissect her down to her dyed hair.
Really the reason for the downfall of the black community. That's a fact.
If we are the downfall to the black community, then there would be no community, because without me birthing one of those black men, there would be nobody there. So first of all, what I need you to do is start speaking in a more intelligent way. There would be no black community without this black queen and the other black queens that are out there. That's why we produce kings, if they want to be called that. Because the way I'm hearing you talk, and somebody's son is allowing you to continue to speak, I don't know what throne he sit on, but it definitely would not be in my palace.
You guys are the reason. You dumb bitch.
Which one are you going to call us? Now, first you called us women. You hate all black women. Now you don't know how to properly speak by addressing us as guys. I thought you liked the black men. So if you're going to address me as a guy, decide which one of us you like. Because first you called me a woman in the beginning of this rant that you're going on. Now we're guys. If you want to speak and you want to be heard, let's address it properly. So you hate women, don't address us as guys, because it looks like you're getting a bunch of D in you.
Just want to raise these black men, and
we're raising them, and we sent them to you. So if you have one of the black men that we're raising, what are you getting from him? If you're getting good graces from him, if you're getting work ethics from him, if you're getting him treating you like you're some sort of queen or something, that means he came from a black woman that sent him to you. I'm a bit confused here.
Holler at the black men when they do you.
We don't need to holler at black men. We produce them. They need to holler at us, if that's the word you're going to be using, at the age of 48 years old.
Dirty and leave you. You dumb bitches raised these men.
And we raised them, so why would your dumb ass be taking them in? Let's make all of this make sense. If I'm a dumbass and I've raised this man, why would you be taking a man from a dumbass woman? Let's not contradict ourselves. You're being very contradictory. So I want you to be clear. When you start using certain words and saying certain propagandas, you need to make sure that it backs up with the other compound and then the other sentence. So what you're doing, you're contradicting yourself. You're not making sense, but you got one of my black men. So the only thing that I do right is raise black men. So when I raise that black man, because we birthed, you didn't even say raise, because we birthed these black men. That's the only thing that we do right. So we did it good enough to birth him, see him through to the end of his days, and now you have him. Where do you think this behavior came from? Because if you have any kind of common sense, you will know all behavior is raised, learned, and also taught. So how do you think you got that black man that's sitting there letting your dumb ass downgrade his mama? downgrade his grandmother. And if he have any sisters, you're definitely disrespecting them.
You raise them. The only good thing that you black bitches do is give birth to black men.
If that's the only thing that we do, then why do you have them? So if the only thing we do is give birth to them, we also raise them. So you forgot the second thing we do. Only consists of one. If we do more than one thing, it's not only. Which one are you coming from? You said the only thing that we do is give birth to black men. But we also raised them and we sent them to you. So now we're talking about three things. Something isn't sitting good with me. I wouldn't mind if you give me a call.
And then all y'all want to holler all the time. Every time women of any other race do anything, we want to be black. Bitch, why do...
If you didn't want to be black, why you got our black men? Because are you not understanding? Our black men is a figment of us because we birthed them. So you still being inseminated by us because he had to come through these black canals. Let's be clear on what you're saying, girl. And I'm only in a minute and 10 seconds of this. I really don't want to dissect you down to a diamond, but I'm going to.
We want to be black. You don't even want to be black.
I don't want to be black, but you want my black son. Make it make sense to me. I don't want to be black, but you want my black son that I've raised. Are you sure you don't want to be black? You got my black son. How is any of this going to work for you? You have a person's black son. How long do you think that black son is going to play this game with you before he realizes he still need his black mama? How long are you going to play this game before you realize he still need his black family? How long are you going to go through this? Because it looks like the son that you got, he ain't that far away from taking his black ass back home. I mean, you do got them all on social media with a white t-shirt on and some red shorts. Is that the black man you wanted? A black man that's walking around with a white t-shirt on and some red shorts? I don't know if you know what you want.
Really? No. If I could come back and be black, I'd be a black man, not a black woman.
If you could come back, if you could come back,
be a black bitch for?
If you could come back, you wouldn't be a black woman, but you will be a black man. But how are you going to bring your black man ass out if you don't come through a black woman? How you going to miss that beat? What, you going to be born and go straight to the adoption? Ain't that way half of y'all go to abusing our black children? Let me not touch on that.
You all are the most bitter, racist, crusty ass bitches I ever seen in my life.
So if we're bitter, we're racist, and whatever the P word you just used, because clearly you don't know how to speak properly without using that type of profane language. We're so bitter, but you're the one on social media ranting. Can you make it make any kind of sense to me, Barbie? This doesn't make any sense to me. You're on social media saying that we're bitter. You're on social media saying that we're racist, but you're the one displaying your true colors. I mean, you could have did better than that. You could have came out like KKK. At least they don't reveal themselves. At least they hide behind a cloth. You're hiding behind your phone. You're hiding behind messages. Come out the way we do. Because if we're that bitter and we're that racist, you heard it from our mouth. Why are we listening to you behind closed doors somewhere? The
only time you see black women actually be classy, please, them days is over. Them Claire Huxtables, they don't.
I'm not understanding, because when you say the word classy, I don't know why you're using the word dim. Dim is D-E-M. Are you saying Democrat? Or are you saying dim like them? Can you make it make sense to me? Which part of this is classy? So you're giving some of our black women their accolades that they deserve, but you're not giving them to anyone else because them days over. You sure you don't want to be black? Because y'all did say that we use Ebonics. What are you using? So you done reverted over to Ebonics, or you raised in the country?
Exist anymore. There might be a little handful of women that like that still left, but the rest of you want to be like Suki Hana and Sexy Red.
So if the man you married is 30, them days over? The man you married is 30. You married a kid. You married a man young. So if you're marrying a man young, where do you think his mama at? Them days can't be over. You got this man's mom, son. What is wrong? What's really going on here? What happened? Why you became so mad with black women? What happened? Tell us specifically what happened. He not D'ing you down right? Or you had another black man that really didn't care about you. So what you decided to do was blame his mama because he didn't care about you. And then I'm also curious to know, what color are your children? When did you revert to black men anyway? Because it seems like you had this issue with black women for a while. So how did you tag along with a black man, one with a white t-shirt on and red gym shorts anyway?
You're nasty. Go wash your hair.
We're nasty, but you have to wash your hair every single day. I wonder why. I have an afro. I don't have to wash my hair every day, but I can tell you what, when it get wet, it ain't sweaty and doggish either.
Your sheets and go take care of your ass baby. You the mad one, bitch, and you gonna stay.
So now you're talking about black women and their babies. Are these the same babies that you're telling black women you hate them, go take care of your nasty, dirty babies? But one of those babies might be a man. One of those babies might be a boy. Which one is it, girl? You just said you don't like black women. The only thing we do right is birth black men. So now you're talking about our black men babies. Which one is it? You're a contradicting, hypocritical woman.
And for the rest of your life. Me, I'm good. I'm straight.
Aaron, Loctician, Jamie, Maurice.
You hate black women. Is he cockeyed? Or he got one eye? What's going on here? It looks as though you're holding on to him more than he's holding on to you. He got one hand. Is these frog fingers? What in the hell kind of fingers them is that you're holding on to? He don't even have this hand around the waist like most men would hold their woman. The boy looked like he's a slow learning, disability abled made man. It looks like you went and got a boy that have a problem. Now, maybe it's the picture that you sent in. I don't know what you sent in or why you made him look like that, because I'm only looking like buckwheat holding on to you. Which one is it? What man, what category of a black man are you looking for? What category of a black man did you want? I mean, you brought this to me. I'm not on social media bashing y'all. I'm looking at a big problem here. The problem I'm looking at is you're bashing black women. You're bashing black women kids. Most black women birth girls and boys. So when you say kids, you're talking about this same man that you're hugged up with, because he's definitely not hugged up with you. And then the way he's smiling is because he don't even realize where he at. What is he on, dope? I'm not sure what's going on with this picture, but it looks like you're happy to be dealing with a disabled boy. Hey, I gave you my opinion of it. If he ain't disabled, don't send pictures in like this.
What of Florida was going off about black women when Taylor said white people and or Europeans didn't know how to wash themselves properly until the Moors taught them this.
I wonder, how do you know whether or not we know how to wash ourselves? How long have you been with a black woman? Are you gay? Have you been with a black woman? Oh, that's what it was. You must have been gay. You must have been with a woman before, and the black woman that you chose must have given you some sort of experience. And because, so my question to you is, why didn't you ever get yourself a white man? Why did you have to come to a black man that comes from black women? I mean, because most of the time you hate the whole seed. How do you hate a black woman but you don't hate her seed? Oh, I see why. He's a bit slow right there.
In response to Smallwood saying black women were dirty, not washing their hair as much as white women.
We don't have to wash our hair as much as you do. I mean, when it rains, it pours out the door. We don't have that kind of smell or odor. I mean, we could talk about that. When we do get wet in the water, we don't bring those type of odors. I mean, because most of the time when people get wet, it should be a cleaner, a cleanser. I don't know what happens when you wet your hair, but for some reason, I mean, the stories I've heard about that type of hair getting wet, it wasn't something that I really wanted to smell. So let's keep going.
Racially vicious language via messenger and voice messages. Smallwood would eventually block Taylor, as many online would also step up to out Smallwood's rampant Karenicity.
I'm wondering, because I do know it says something about she do hair, so I'm wondering what type of hair do she do? Is she just doing Caucasian hair, or did she do black hair too? Because it says something about carrying a loctician. So I'm wondering, do she do locks? And if she do locks, I hope she ain't do If she did Bowinkle hair, he in trouble. Because I wouldn't be walking around with them type of locks up in my head, because them locks look like a mixture of, this right here look like Scary Mary, it looks like Pickaninny, and it kind of looks like the little stems that come off a clock. You know how you got 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, but then you got the seconds on the inside and the minutes on the inside. What's going on here, girl? Did you do your man hair? Is that the type of hair you do? Because I definitely wouldn't send my son to your salon.
I'm disgusted.
Me too.
Husband even contacted Taylor via TikTok to say she no longer spoke with her son because of Smallwood. Mother wanted to apologize, however, for the vitriol and stated she didn't raise her son that way. The mother would even note the 48-year-old Karen was 18 years older than her 30-year-old son with...
Let's talk about that. What I was saying a few minutes ago was, I honestly don't know how long they've been married. I don't know at what age from the party did she get him from. Training pant, draws, did you get him coming out of a pull-up? I'm not sure which way it went. But I can only tell you this. If this mom had to rebuttal and reply to someone to say, I would like to apologize because I didn't raise him that way, that is an indication to me he has some sort of relationship with his mom. Now, he may decide for right now to stay with his wife, but I can assure you that's not going to last. It's not going to last, because just by looking at her, I don't know what trailer park she came from. I don't even know where she lived at. But I can tell you this, just looking at him, I'm wondering how accepting is he going to be in her white Caucasian world. I'm wondering how is he going to be accepted with her white family, because them two look like oil and water mixing. She's 48 years old raising her son. Wonder what her kids have to say about their relationship. I'm wondering, does her kids date interracially? This mom, I'm sure, have had a conversation with her son, but since she don't communicate with him anymore, I don't think people understand when there is a rift in a family, especially amongst a mate and parents, you can best believe it will put a strain on a marriage. It will put a strain on a relationship. They say a bear it fast don't last long. You can get a gloat You can get a glory for now. But what's going to happen when he ready to eat neck bones and collard greens and all you can give him is spaghetti with sauce and no seasoning? Girl, you're in trouble. And I don't think you're going to be welcome, not just in his mama's house. You're going to have to deal with the rest of the family too.
It's his aid. Wood's Facebook business pages that repeated how she was a bad-mannered, ignorant racist who liked black men, but not black people.
I don't understand this. This is where my problem come in at with people. Her business Facebook said she is racist and ignorant and she have bad manners. But my question to you, reviewers, how many times have you gone back to this woman and supported her? How many times have you gone back and got your hair half done? How many times have you gone back around her and heard her with these racist rants? How many times have you sat up and heard her say ignorant statements, make ignorant comments, and you didn't say anything, but you still went back? This is what I don't understand about people. In order to stop people, sometimes you got to cut them off. What you have to cut them off, what people don't get is when you cut people off, sometimes you got to cut the head and the tail off so it don't grow back anymore. Had you all left her alone, I wonder, would she have made it this far and even to be ousted on social media like this? This is a disgraceful, disgusting thing. I've seen and heard so many Karens, but to see and hear it in this type of magnitude means it's a totally different impact, because I'm looking at this lady and she's outright racist. She's outright disrespecting black women, but she's not understanding. You got one of our black kids. You're married to a black man. I don't know how this black man is sitting. I don't know if he has not heard this on social media other than his mom or his family. But this is disgusting, to say the least. And I don't know if she owned that business or if she worked for someone. But if she owned that business, someone need to protest. Money comes in one color, and that's green. When we get cut, we bleed, and that's only one color. I don't understand, where do we always get black and white from? Why is it like this? What could have happened to this woman for her to be so ignorant towards black women, but you're married to a black man? And then this dumbass black man have sat through this to where he's made it through social media, and a video has gone viral of his wife disrespecting a community of women that he was raised with. And he's still gonna have to come back. God help him if he ever have a kid from her, if she's still bearing eggs.
Or breastfeeding mothers.
Now we're going to stop right there, because I was definitely waiting to get to this. Now, while we're looking at this big picture of this ranting, racist, cheese-eating rat of a billy goat talk and downgrade and belittle black women, women out there that have had children, I don't care what country you're from. I don't care what race you are. Do you understand? Breastfeeding a kid comes from both races. It comes from all races. So when she say she's expressing that she hate black women, but did you just hear her say she hate women that breastfeed children? That speaks of all nationalities. If you're a woman and you have breastfed your kid, she hate you as well. She's not just talking about one person. It may come off like that. But when you hate women that breastfeed children, that's multiple races.
Let's look at it. Many reviews would point out horrible styling skills, a desire to be black, but was fine with black Americans being shot by racist cops and even allegedly using the N-word.
Confused. It's okay for blacks to be shot by cops. When I look at the history of black people that have been shot by cops, maybe she's not looking at the percentage of them have been black males, not black women. So how could you in one breath say you hate black women, but you love black men, but you don't care about blacks getting shot by policemen, and it's okay to use the N-word? So basically what you saying, dumbass husband, because you're not listening, that's a black man walking in America. If a racist white cop pull him over, stereotype him, racially profile him, it's okay, and that's your husband. If that cop decide to shoot him, because like they said, if you move your elbow, he allowed to punch you in the face because you're resisting arrest. Don't move. Hey, don't move your hair or you won't get shot. It's okay for your husband to be shot and killed and beat to a pulp and called the N-word. Do you really like black men? Or do you really not like yourself? Because I don't hear a bunch of black women ranting on about you hypocritical Karens. This is a disgrace. It's an outrage. It's disrespectful. I don't know who her family is. I don't know who her friends are. But I can tell you this, if you condone this behavior, you're just as disgusting as she is. And if I was the mother of this gentleman, I would not be going around emphasizing that he's only 30 years old, because one thing about a 30-year-old, they're just as developed and mature. He know exactly what he's doing. He know exactly who he's with. And I'm almost assured she's called him the N-word, and she's talked down nasty, dirty, and disgusting towards him as well. He condoned this behavior because if you ask me, Mom, I don't know if you raised the disability, SLOD, slow learning son, but when I look back at his pictures, there's clearly something wrong. And I'm not blaming you as a parent because like you said, you didn't raise him like that. I don't know if you didn't raise him like that and why he stayed like that, or how did he become like that, or did she lay it down like that? I don't know what happened, but if he ussy whoop like that, then hey, it might be a black woman that can take him back from Karen. I don't know if you're going to want him after this. I don't know. All I could tell you is this is disgusting. I'm a hail to the queen because she don't like black women. But Queen Dee Dee, I'm out of here. All these racist rants like that, because we're black, we're dirty, we're stank, we're ignorant, we don't clean ourselves. The only thing we do is produce black men. But once we produce those black men, somebody have to raise them. This is your girl, Queen Dee Dee, with Dee Dee Said It. Y'all got a story? You want to dissect it? Send it over to me. Let's see what we can do. But this type of behavior, it won't stop unless you make it stop. When you see this type of behavior, you have to do something, say something. You cannot allow this. Because anybody watching this, I don't know if you have a black son, or I don't know if you have a black daughter, but either way it go, no matter which one of those genders, they're both still affected by women like this. And I'm glad that they don't have kids together. Hopefully her eggs aren't there anymore for them to get one. But I wonder what's going to happen when he move on to the next Karen. And we're going to see this one in distress for real. Like, comment, share, subscribe. If you don't do anything else, I say get to know me. Black Panther style. Boom. Talk to you soon. This is who racist ranting Karen is referring to. I'm just giving you just a snippet of who she is and why racist rant Karen is saying that more people need to be like her. So this is just a couple of seconds of who she is. She's a black woman that used to be Democratic and decided that she no longer wanted to be Democratic, that she was actually Republican. So here's just a snippet of what racist ranting Karen was referring to.
Accidentally, because I thought I was a liberal my whole life. You know, I thought I was on the left my whole life and really didn't pay attention to politics in any meaningful way. And then, you know, when Trump was running for office, I didn't want him to be elected. I was like, this, not because I thought he was a racist or a sexist, but just because I thought it was crazy to go from Obama, who had a certain decorum about him, to suddenly this sort of brash New Yorker. But I thought it was weird when all of a sudden the people that liked Trump, you know, everyone thought he was like this iconic symbol of business. He was in rap songs. Trump was a status, flipped on him in 1 second. I didn't buy the narrative that he was in the media for 3-4 decades, and suddenly you wanted me to believe overnight that he was like Adolf Hitler and a racist. So I just didn't trust the media's narrative about him, and so I decided to actually listen to what he said. I still didn't vote for him in 2016, but I wanted to just listen to what he actually said. And then when I saw what he was saying versus how it was being reported, I just found it to be extremely dishonest. So I started researching more, learning more, and then I got kind of angry, like just with the lies, because I do think Black Americans are intentionally manipulated emotionally by the media and, you know, kind of kept dumb but emotional intentionally by the school system. And I started reading up on like Thomas Sowell, Shelby Steele, a bunch of Black scholars I originally had dismissed as Uncle Toms. And, you know, irony now is I get called an Uncle Tom all the time. So I got what was coming. But yeah, and then I realized that actually I've always been a conservative. I just didn't know it. And economically speaking, of course, the conservative arguments make the most sense.
Does that bother you that people call you an Uncle Tom?
No, not at all. First off, because if they read the book, Uncle Tom was the hero.